I'm so glad you joined us. Today is class 18 of our 30-class active chair yoga journey together. Today's yoga practice includes poses for a deeper stretch, including standing reverse warrior pose, and it launched 2 years ago. Let's experience our chair yoga practice as a community together. Hello and welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm so glad you've joined us today. Check out the sections on the Bottoms Down YouTube channel homepage, which make it easier to find classes by length or by purpose or by body area. And if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. Don't forget it's free. We'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment. In today's practice, we'll explore poses for a deeper stretch. You'll only need your chair today, and let's get started. So we're going to move forward in our chair and take just a moment to make sure our feet are grounded to the earth. Okay, so take just a moment, also thinking about our sits bones. So we want to have everything equally weighted and not leaning one way or the other. Let's go ahead and flip our palms up towards the ceiling. Make sure your shoulders are down out of the ears. Heart is lifted. Abdominals are engaged. Let's close our eyes and just breathe. Taking just a moment to connect to your natural breath here. And then let's begin to elongate the breath. We're going to inhale a little more deeply and exhale a little more completely. Do that one more time. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intentions for today's practice. One more breath here. Bring your hands back down to your thighs and open your eyes. And let's roll our shoulders. So kind of forward and then up. And then squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you and then down. And let's do that again. Forward, up. Squeeze those shoulder blades and down. And then we're going to reverse it. Excuse me. And let's do that one more time. So I'm kind of squeezing my shoulder blades behind me. I'm squeezing my shoulders up and forward. Very, very good. So we're going to place our hands on the seat of the chair behind us. Okay? We're going to lift up through the heart and squeeze your shoulder blades back. Now, let your ear, that right ear, just kind of fall towards that right shoulder. So it's just a little deeper stretch. I don't know if you feel the difference, but squeezing those shoulder blades back and then letting that head fall is quite a stretch for me. Okay, let's release that. Takes just a moment, and then we're going to do the other side, okay? So let's put our hands back here on the chair, squeeze the shoulder blades back behind you, and then we're going to let that other ear fall towards that shoulder. So just hanging out here, taking just a moment to feel the stretch. One more breath here, and let's go ahead and release that and bring those shoulders forward and maybe do another shoulder roll. Okay? Or maybe, you could even do one at a time if you like that. All right, very, very good. So we're going to bring our hands to our heart. And I want you to think about lifting up through so the crown of the head to the ceiling, extending through the spine, and kind of lift your throat open. Does that make sense? So I'm not really letting the head fall, but I just want you to think about opening up through the throat. Okay, so here's our starting position for our cow pose. Now, maintaining this openness, let's grab the back of the chair and see if you can open any further. So I'm just kind of using the chair as a little bit of leverage here to open, stretching through the sternum, right? The upper chest, you feeling that? Upper arms a little bit? All right, now we're going to release that and round down into your cat pose. So pulling that belly button in towards the spine, making sure you look down. So one of the things I see in my classes, my in-person classes a lot, is people are in cat pose like here, right? So I really want you to let that chin fall. Feel the full stretch through the upper back and the neck. Okay, let's come back. Grab the back of the chair again. Remember, we want to lift through the crown of the head. Think about opening through the throat. Squeeze those shoulder blades back behind you. And then let's do that cat pose one more time. One more breath here and release. Okay, very, very good. So just a little bit deeper of a stretch in our cat and cow pose. All right, so we're going to move into an extended mountain. So I'm going to take my fingertips to the ceiling. Notice that I immediately pull my shoulders down. So we want to make sure those shoulders stay down. Let's bring our palms together, interlace fingers, pointer fingers to the ceiling. Okay, we're going to lean our mountain to the right and feel that stretch. So I'm keeping this hip down. I'm feeling a nice stretch here in the side waist. And now I'm going to just turn and I'm going to look up at the ceiling. So that just adds, that twist adds a little extra stretch to that side waist. Let's take that twist out. We're going to come up to the ceiling and we're just going to go the other side, okay? So first of all, feel that stretch. And then we're going to turn and look up at the ceiling. Nice sideways stretch here. Take the twist out. Come all the way up and bring those hands down to your thighs. Okay, so you're feeling a little stretch here through the side waist. Okay, let's think about our legs for a little bit now. So we're going to move into a crescent lunge. So my right knee is going to open up. Okay, so that's my very first movement. Now I'm going to let this knee fall down towards the floor. Okay, I'm holding onto that chair. That's just fine. So let this knee fall straight down towards the floor. Maybe if you think it feels okay, you can push that foot back just a little bit, okay? So I'm up on those back toes, and I think about it as the back of the kneecap towards the ceiling. So that's kind of the cue in my head. If that's too much, you're just going to bend that knee and let the knee fall straight down towards the floor, okay? Let's everybody release that for just one moment, and then we're going to do it again. So we're stretching into the front side of this leg. So it's not only the quadricep, but we're getting into that hip flexor. Relax this glute. One more breath here. Okay, let's go ahead and face forward. Take just a moment. Okay, we're going to do the other side now. So we're going to take that left knee, we're going to open it wide, and then we're going to take the opposite knee and let it fall down towards the floor, okay? Remember, hold on to that chair is fine. Maybe your hands are on that leg. It's fine, whichever feels good to you. But what I do want you to do is lift your heart. So if you're feeling like you're letting your heart fall forward, think about lifting up, crown of the head to the ceiling. Now, do you want a little more? We're going to push that foot back of the kneecap towards the ceiling. Release into this glute a little bit, right? Just relaxing the glute. Okay, let's release that, and we're going to do that one more time. Ready? Here we go. Feeling the stretch. Remember, crown of the head to the ceiling. My heart is lifted. One more breath here, and go ahead and face forward. And let's grab a sip of water. We're going to come to standing on the right side of our chair. And we're going to face our chair. So take the foot that's next to the back of the chair and just set that foot under the chair so that when you bend the knee, you can feel the knee or the shin touching the chair. Now the other leg, we're going to take a step back and we're going to bring that foot to a 45-degree angle. Hips are forward, bend the front knee. Bring your hands to heart. Think about pulling your weight back. So we want our weight in the center of the body, and you almost feel like you're standing down that back leg. Okay? Belly is tight. Lengthen through your tailbone. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, we're going to bring our fingertips to the ceiling. Shoulders are down. We're going to take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, you're going to windmill around to a warrior two facing me. Make sure your ribs are in the center of the body. Make sure that knee is still bent. Arms are parallel to the mat. We're going to flip the front palm up to the ceiling, and then we're going to take those fingertips and try to touch the ceiling, and then reverse our warrior back. We're going to come back to that warrior two. Now, straighten your front leg. And then we're going to bring those ribs forward. So we're trying to touch the wall. Feel the stretch, right? And then we're going to let this hand fall down into the chair, and we're going to lift up into our triangle pose. So we're just hanging out here. We're feeling that stretch on the inside of that front leg. One more breath. All right, let's bend that front knee again. Let's press back up into that warrior two. Squeeze the muscles against the bones in the arms. Pull those shoulders down out of the ears. Let's flip that front palm up and back again. Feel the stretch. Reverse that warrior, looking up at the ceiling if that feels okay on your neck. We're going to come back to that warrior two. Squeeze the muscles against the bones in the arms. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Grab the chair and release. How'd that feel? All right, let's go to the other side. So remember, we're trying to stretch a little bit deeper into our poses. Let's go ahead and put that foot under the chair so that when you bend your knee, it's the leg next to the back of the chair, okay? So that's the leg we're using. We're going to take that step back, bring those hips forward, bend that front knee. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm a little bit too far away from my chair now. See, I bend that knee and it's really hard for me to touch. So I'm just going to move up just a little bit. Now, I feel like I'm in that right spot. So I bend my knee and I'm touching. We're going to bring those hips around. So your hips are facing forward. Pull your belly in. Lengthen through that tailbone and bring your hands to your heart. Okay, good. Let's take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, we're going to extend those fingertips to the ceiling. Shoulders are down, belly is tight. All right, take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to move to our warrior two, facing forward. Okay, my front knee is bent. This inner thigh is stretching. Squeeze the muscles against the bones in your arms. Really activate those triceps. Flip that palm up and back. We're reaching up. We're trying to touch the ceiling. And then we're reversing that warrior. Let's come back to our warrior two. Okay, now we're going to move into our triangle pose. So we're going to straighten that front leg. Now, the upper body is separate from the lower body. We're bringing that upper body over our chair. And we're bringing it over the chair. We're trying to touch that wall. And then we're going to let ourselves fall down into that triangle pose and lift through the heart. We're breathing here, feeling a good stretch through the inner thigh. The chest is getting a nice stretch, extending that arm long. We have one more breath here. Now, I'm going to bend my front knee. I'm going to press back into that warrior two. Let's reverse it one more time. I don't remember if I did this on the other side or not, but that's okay. We're doing it on this side. Back to that warrior two. Squeeze the muscles against the bones in the arms. One more breath and release. That's so good. Okay, we're going to stay on this side of our chair. Now I'm going to take my feet about the width of the legs of the chair. Maybe just one more. But I don't want it too wide, okay? So maybe one more. But I do want the toes pointing forward, okay? Now I'm going to hinge at the hips. I'm going to shoot my hips back. I'm going to bring my hands to the chair and bring my weight forward, okay? So here's a straddled forward fold. My back is flat, okay? So I'm looking out. There's no wrinkles in the neck though, so I don't want you to look up so that there's wrinkles. We're kind of looking out. Now, you're going to bend your right knee. Okay, do you feel that? Inner thigh stretching here. Make sure this knee stays behind those toes. And let's come up. And then we're going to go the other side. How's that feel? Let's come up. Let's do that again. And up we go. And let's go the other side. All right, up we go. Now, my hands are on the chair. I'm going to lengthen through the spine. So my head is trying to touch the wall over there in front of me. Okay, do you feel that? Stretch, stretch, stretch. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to begin to let my heart fall forward. Okay? So I'm just kind of letting the weight of my upper body let myself fall forward. Maybe your forehead touches the chair, maybe it doesn't. I have one more breath here. I'm going to bend my knees generously, and then I'm going to begin to roll myself back up. Grab the chair, and then let's heel toe those feet back together. Did you feel that stretch? So not only, let's go ahead and have a seat, not only were we feeling the stretch in the back side of the leg, we were definitely getting a stretch into the back as well. I like that one. Okay, let's grab a sip of water. We're going to come to standing on the right side of our chair and turn and face the chair. So what you want to do is you want to take one step back. So we don't want to be too close to the chair, but you want to be close enough that you can touch it. Does that make sense? All right, so we're going to begin with just a forward fold. So we'll hinge right here at the hips, keeping our back flat. We're going to place our hands into the seat of the chair. Now think about bringing your weight forward, because what we want are the shoulders right over the wrists. Now if this bothers you, your wrist, you can always come up onto your fists. So you can be in the same position, but you can have your hands up on as a fist, okay? Now all we're going to do for this first one is we're going to move into a downward facing puppy, but we're going to start by just pressing, let's take a step back, press the hips high, and then just let the heart fall back towards your thighs, okay? So it's a little bit more of a forward fold, if you will, than a downward facing puppy, but we're going to get there. We're just going to start here, get the feeling of it. One more breath. We're going to go ahead and roll up to seated, grab your chair, and take a break, okay? All right, so let's do that again, but this time what we're going to do is we're going to hinge forward, all right? Put your hands in the chair, bring your weight forward. Now, we're just going to come down onto those forearms. Do you feel the back of your leg stretching a little bit more, right? So if that feels okay for you, we're going to hang out here for a couple more breaths. So go ahead if you want to look down at your chair. Now, the add-on here is we're going to take a step back. Lift your hips higher. So if you'll notice what I'm doing is I'm pressing my heart back. I'm lifting my hips higher. And I'm letting my heart fall. So it's just a good stretch. So not only am I feeling the back of my hamstrings, the backs of my legs, but I've got a pretty good stretch going in the arms and the upper back. My belly is tight. I'm looking down at the floor. No wrinkles in the neck. One more breath here. All right, we're going to go ahead and begin to come out of it. Step forward, bend the knees, hold the chair, and then we're going to roll up into a standing position. Okay? So just checking in, see how that feels. Remember, you've got both options. If you want to just stay here, step back, right? That's fine, if that feels better for you. But if you want the full expression of the downward facing puppy pose, we're going to do that one more time. All right, so I'm taking one little step back to start with. I'm going to hinge forward, place my hands in the chair, bring the weight forward. Now, I'm going to go ahead and come down onto those forearms. Feel that stretch. Do you feel it? I already feel my hamstring stretching. Then we're going to take a little step back. As I press my hips high, I'm pressing my heart back towards my thighs. Now, if you can get your heels down towards the floor, that's great. If the heels don't want to come down, that's okay too. Looking down at my, I'm kind of looking at my shins, to be honest with you. I'm not really looking at the floor because I don't want any wrinkles in the neck, right? So keeping the neck nice and long, whatever that works, however that works for you. One more breath here. Okay, I'm going to begin to come out of it. Bring my feet forward. Bend the knees. Roll it up. And come to standing. How did that feel? Yeah? I love that one. I think that was a really good stretch. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is called quadruped. So we're going to take a couple of different ways. So the first way, let's all take a little step back. And I'm going to hinge again. I'm going to place my hands in the chair and I'm going to bring my weight forward. Again, if you want to be on those fists, absolutely fine. But what we really want is you to have your shoulders over your wrists. So there you've got that support, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hand next to the back of the chair and I'm going to extend it out long in front of me, okay? So I'm trying to touch that wall with my fingertips. Now, this opposite leg, I'm just going to bring it, I'm going to bring those toes to the floor, okay? I'm looking down at my chair and I'm stretching. So my fingertips are stretching out and my toe is on the floor. Now, if you want a little bit more, I'm going to pull my belly in super tight. I'm going to lift that foot off the floor, flex it, and now I'm trying to touch the wall behind me with my flexed foot, and I'm trying to touch the wall in front of me with the fingertips. So feel the stretch. One more breath here. Let's put the foot down, bring the hand to the chair, bring that foot forward, roll it up, and take a little break. How'd that feel? It's a good one, right? So remember, you can stick with that first version if you like that better. But if you're with me, we're going to do the version with the foot on the floor, and then we're going to lift the foot up, flex the foot, and try to push those toes or the flexed foot back, okay? All right, so here we go. We're going to hinge forward. We're going to do the other side now, but we're going to stay on this side of the chair. Bring your hands in. Bring that weight forward. Okay? Here we go. Now, the other hand extends out. I'm looking down at my chair. No wrinkles in the neck. Let's take the left foot back, the opposite foot back. Toes are down to begin with. I'm trying to touch the wall with my fingertips in front of me. Now, if it feels okay, I'm going to lift that leg up. Flex the foot. Paying attention that the hips are staying square, right? So the hip of the leg that's in the air is going to want to hike up. Don't let it. All right, are we ready? Try to push. So I'm trying to touch the wall with my foot, right? Pushing it back. Trying to touch the wall in front with my fingertips. Stretching through my quadruped. One more breath. Bring the hand and the foot down. And we're going to roll it up and take a little break. How'd that feel? Yeah? You like that one? I like that one too. Okay, so now we're going to move into just a little twist. So we're going to be working a little bit more into the sideways. But the idea is very similar. We're going to hinge down, put your hands in the chair, and bring that weight forward, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right leg and I'm going to extend it back behind me, okay? Let's bend that front knee. Push that foot back behind, okay? Now, all you're going to do is you're going to take these back toes, right? and cross it back behind the standing leg. Does that make sense? Do you see what I'm doing there? Look down at your chair. Now I want you to look at those back toes. So I'm twisting. So it's a nice little twist. My side waist is stretching. I'm looking towards the back of the chair and to those back toes. One more breath. Now I'm going to come back center, look forward, bring that toes back, bend the knee, put the foot on the floor, grab the chair, roll up. Okay? Just kind of see what we did there? Okay, we're going to do the other side. Let's come forward. Let's bend that front knee and put that foot back. And actually, I forgot this part on the other side, but that's all right. So all I'm doing is I'm pushing my weight back for that calf stretch. We'll catch it. We'll do it here in a second on the other side. So there's my calf stretch. We're going to come forward and let's push back again for that little calf stretch. You feel that? Ouch. Man, my calf is tight. Let's come forward. We're going to do that one more time. Now I'm going to take that foot and I'm going to cross it back behind and I'm going to turn and I'm going to look at those back toes. And now I'm getting the side waist. You feel that? Just one more breath. All right, up we go. Now listen, we've got to do the other side real quick. We're going to do that calf, okay? So extend that opposite leg back and let's stretch back into that calf. Since I forgot that on the other side. Let's rock it forward, release that. Rock it back. And forward one more time. All right, go ahead and bring that foot forward. Grab the chair and roll it up to standing. All right, let's have a seat. And grab a sip of water. We're going to move a little bit forward in our chair. And then I'm going to take a heel, toe, so that my feet are wide, or my legs are wide. So my knees are in alignment with my toes. Now I'm going to support my upper body with my hands on my thighs and begin to let my upper body fall forward. So it's just a little seated forward fold, okay? So I'm feeling that back is stretching. My hips are feeling some stretch. One more breath here, and then we're going to tuck our chin and we're going to roll it back up into a seated position. Okay, so we're going to do that same thing, but this time what I'd like you to do is clasp your hands behind your back, push your hands down towards the chair and lift up through the heart. Now, if this doesn't feel okay, we're going to come and do that same forward fold. If this doesn't feel okay, then you're going to come back to the version where your hands are on your thighs, okay? But if you're okay, we're going to lift up. Now, as we begin to come forward, we're going to let our hands just kind of come up towards the ceiling. So you should feel quite a stretch through the chest, the upper arms. I even feel it in my back. And I'm definitely feeling it in my legs as well. One more breath here. Pull your belly in, and we're going to go ahead and come back up into a seated position. And release. How did that feel? Good stretch? Okay, let's heel toe those feet back together. I'm going to take my right leg and I'm going to cross it over that opposite knee. I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to bring it on the outside of that knee. My other hand is going to be on the chair behind me. Extend nice and long through the spine. Take this right shoulder, pull it back, turn, and look over that shoulder. We're holding and we're breathing, so hold the movement but not the breath. One more breath here. Let's go ahead and face forward. And then we're going to release that and we're going to go to the other side. So opposite hand is going to go against the knee. The other hand will come back to the chair. Remember, lengthen nice and long through the spine. Pull that shoulder back, then turn and look. So I'm just breathing here. Nice, gentle breath. One more breath. Let's go ahead and face forward, release that, and take the leg off. Okay, so I'm going to take my right leg, extend it long, and my toes are to the ceiling. So we're moving into a pyramid pose. So I'm going to move forward, just a little bit more forward in my chair. All right, so we're going to extend first. Just let the heart fall forward. Hands are on those thighs for a static pyramid pose. We have one more breath here. Tuck the chin and roll it up. Now, we're going to take our fingertips to the ceiling. Inhale here, exhale, and we're going to let those hands try to touch the wall in front of you, and then bring those hands down towards the leg, maybe the ankle, maybe the foot. It doesn't matter. Feel that stretch in that leg, the back side of that leg. All right, let's come up. We're going to do that just one more time. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Hold it and breathe. One more breath here. All right, let's roll up. Bend that knee, put the foot on the floor, and let's go to the other side. Extend your leg long, toes to the ceiling. Let's start by lengthening through the spine. Hold on to those thighs and let the heart fall forward. So a little static hold here. We're just going to breathe into that stretch, all right? Remembering that I'm kind of looking beyond my toes. We want to keep that back flat. Let's tuck our chin and roll up. Now let's add extending those arms up to the ceiling. We're going to try to touch the wall in front of us, and then we're going to let those hands fall down towards the leg. And roll it up, and we're going to do that one more time. Extending nice and long. Inhale here. Exhale, try to touch the wall in front of you, and then let those hands fall down towards the leg or the foot. Doesn't matter. Feeling that stretch. One more breath, and up we go. Really, really good. We're going to move into seated pigeon. Cross ankle onto the leg. Lengthen through the spine. Let the heart begin to fall forward. So again, the back is flat. We're just feeling this stretch first. Okay, let's tuck our chin and roll up. And then just flutter the butterfly wings, just moving that hip joint a little bit. Okay, now again, extending through the spine, letting the heart fall forward. Maybe we press gently on the leg. You might feel it a little bit more, a little deeper stretch here on this, from this pigeon pose. All right, let's release that and roll it up. And flutter that butterfly wing again. In our final version, if you want to, extend your fingertips to the ceiling, try to touch the wall in front of you, and then bring those hands down towards the floor. We just have one more breath here. All right, let's roll it up, and let's move to the other side, okay? So remember, our first version is we just kind of hang out here, and we begin to feel that stretch into the glute. Pigeon pose. All right, let's come up. Now this next version, we're going to extend the spine long, and then we're going to press gently on that leg. Just a super gentle press, but you might feel a little more stretch. One more breath. All right, let's come up and flutter that. I think I forgot that last time. It's all right. Just flutter that butterfly wing, so it's a little movement in the hip. Now the final version, extending up, extend it out, and then down we go. One more breath. All right, let's come up. Place that foot on the floor. Go ahead and sit back in your chair. Place your hands lightly on your thighs. Flip your palms up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out.
Achieve what you desire. The results you get are not simply a function of what you desire. They're a function of what your desires inspire you to do. On its own, without any further action, setting a goal is meaningless. For a goal to matter, it must prompt you to make some change in the way you live your life. What you desire in your personal life, in your career, in your level of physical fitness. What commitment are you willing to make? What actions are you willing to take to fulfill those desires? It can be fun to dream and wish. What's a whole lot more satisfying and a whole lot more work is to achieve what you desire. Fortunately, you have the power to transform dreams into reality. You can think, you can act, you can learn, adapt, and persist. You're never too old, too young, too rich, or too poor to set a meaningful goal and work toward it. No matter your situation, it's always a great thing to do.
Let's open our eyes. Drop that right ear towards the right shoulder. Reach up with the right hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that opposite hand down towards the floor. And release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Reaching up with the hands, give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Reach up with your left hand. Give the head a gentle tug as we press that opposite hand down towards the floor. And release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. Remember, click on that subscribe button and leave me a comment, and I will see you next time.